ISAs can help you build wealth and even become a millionaire because they give you the freedom to save and invest without paying any tax on your returns. In this video, I will explain different types of ISAs, how they work, and the exact steps that you need to take before April the 5th to make sure that you don't lose your tax-free allowance, because once it's gone, you can't get it back. Let's start with what an ISA is and how it works. If you have some money saved up, there are two ways that you can make that money work for you to make more money. You can deposit your money in a bank savings account and earn interest, or you can invest your money in a stock market and make money from receiving dividends or capital growth. This is when the value of your investment increases over time. Usually, you would have to pay tax on your interest, dividends, or capital gains. This is when an ISA comes in. An ISA is an individual savings account, which is an account that you put your money into to protect them from tax. And you do not pay any tax on savings and investment returns. This means that the money you make when your investments grow, or when you receive dividends, or when you earn interest, is free from UK capital gains and income tax. That way, over time, you could potentially have quite a substantial savings pot tax efficiently in an ISA. Number 2, the ISA allowance. Each year, you get an ISA allowance, which is the maximum amount that you can put into ISA. And for the 2025-2026 tax year, the ISA allowance is £20,000. And you can split that money between different types of ISAs. For example, if you have a cash ISA and a stocks and shares ISA, you can put a full amount of £20,000 in a single ISA, for example, a cash ISA, or you can split that money and put, for example, £10,000 in a cash ISA and £10,000 in a stocks and shares ISA. You have until April the 5th to add money to your ISA, and you lose any unused allowance and you can't claim it back in subsequent years. That allowance doesn't carry over. Number 3, the different types of ISAs. There are different types of ISAs to help you save and invest depending on your goals. If you have a lot of cash saved in a regular savings account, your savings interest could be at risk of being taxed if you exceed the personal savings allowance. That's the amount of savings interest that you can earn tax-free. And it is £1,000 if you are a basic rate taxpayer, £500 if you are a higher rate taxpayer, and it's reduced to zero if you are an additional rate taxpayer. That means that in a current rising interest rate environment, a basic rate taxpayer with about £20,000 in savings and a higher rate taxpayer with about £10,000 in savings could start paying tax on their savings interest. So if you earn above these tax-free amounts in interest or are an additional rate taxpayer, a cash ISA can be a good way to protect your savings interest from being taxed, because it works just like a normal savings account, but you don't have to pay income tax on the interest that you earn. There are two main types of cash ISAs, variable and fixed rate. With variable accounts such as easy access, you have a freedom to withdraw your money whenever you like, but the interest rate can also change at any point. With fixed rate accounts, you have a guaranteed interest rate, but usually you can only access your money at the end of the fixed rate period. They usually pay a higher rate than variable accounts, and typically the longer you fixed your money for, the better the rate is. A cash ISA is a low-risk way to save, but it isn't risk-free. The interest rate on your cash in your cash ISA account is generally lower than the inflation rate, and there is a risk that the inflation will reduce the value of your money over time. That's why cash is best suited for short-term goals, and it's important to keep enough of your money in cash to cover emergencies or unknown expenses in the next 5 years. This could be something like buying a car, home improvements, or a wedding. But once that's done, cash ISA might not be the best way to save for the long term or to grow your wealth, and investment could be a better option. The second type of ISAs is the stocks and shares ISA. With a stock and shares ISA, you put money into an ISA and you use it to buy shares, funds, or other types of investments. And the money that you invest is free from UK capital gains and income tax. Stocks and shares ISAs are generally best for investing for at least 5 years. That's because the longer you stay invested, the more time your investments have to grow, and the greater the chance that your money will outperform cash. To invest, all you need to do is choose a provider. Popular ones are Fidelity, Vanguard, Hargreaves Lansdown, or Trading 212. Open your stock and shares ISA and choose your own investments or a portfolio. You can also hold cash in a stocks and shares ISA account if you are not ready to invest. So that way you don't lose that £20,000 tax-free allowance that I spoke about earlier. When you invest, there is a risk that your investment will go up or down in value, meaning you can lose your money. Not all investments have the same level of risk. When you invest in individual stocks like Nvidia, Apple, or BP, the risk is higher because you are relying on the success of the individual company. You can grow your wealth fast if you pick well, but they can also leave you with nothing if they go out of business. When you invest in index funds like the S&P 500 or Nasdaq 100 in the US, FTSE 100 in the UK, or Nikkei 221 in Japan, they hold a variety of investments within them, which can reduce your risk by spreading it across multiple companies, sectors, and industries. Investing in an index fund is very popular because it's simple, low cost, and returns can be very impressive over a long period of time. For example, a popular index fund, the S&P 500, had an annual average rate of return of 13.59% in the last 10 years. That's much higher than the interest rate banks are currently offering on savings accounts. If you invested £10,000 in the S&P 500 in 2016, the return on that investment would have been over £25,000 today. If you invested through an ISA account, that full amount would have been yours to keep, and you wouldn't have paid any tax on that capital gain. The third type of ISAs is the lifetime ISA. Lifetime ISAs were created to help you save for your first home or to save for retirement. You can open a lifetime ISA if you are between 18 and 39-year-old, and you can pay into it until you are 50. The maximum amount that you can put in a lifetime ISA is £4,000 each year, and the government will add an extra 25%. So if you put £4,000 in a lifetime ISA, the government will add £1,000, and you will have £5,000 in your lifetime ISA, and all that money is free from UK tax. It's a great bonus for your savings. You can hold cash in a lifetime ISA. That's a better choice if you are planning to buy your first home in the near future or choose to invest it. That's a better option for long-term retirement savings. You have the option to withdraw your money if you are buying your first home that costs £450,000 or less. That's quite restrictive due to current high house prices, or if you are age 60 or over. If you withdraw money any other time, you will pay the government withdrawal charge of 25% of the amount that you take out. So you could get back less than you originally put in, which is a big drawback. The fourth type of ISAs is the Innovative Finance ISA. An Innovative Finance ISA is for peer-to-peer lending or investments. That means that you lend your money directly to individuals or businesses, and the interest that you earn is free from UK income tax. While the interest rates tend to be generous in Innovative Finance ISAs, the risk is also high and you can lose all your money if borrower is unable to pay the loan back. That's why they are less popular and they only make less than 1% of all ISA accounts. Number 4, Junior ISAs. If you are thinking of saving and investing for your child's future, you can open Junior ISAs for your child. There are 2 types of Junior ISAs, and you can choose from a Junior Cash ISA or a Junior Stocks and Shares ISA. Junior ISA allowance for the 2025-2026 tax year is £9,000, and that doesn't count towards your £20,000 ISA allowance. Anyone can add money to your child Junior ISA, for example, grandparents, friends, or relatives. This can build a really amazing financial safety net for your child and could make a significant difference for them. It could mean that they can pay for the university without taking on debt. It could help them buy their first home or help them achieve other goals. Once they turn 18, their Junior ISA becomes a regular ISA and they can continue to save and invest themselves. Usually, it's only your child that can withdraw money from their Junior ISA when they turn 18. That's all the basic information that you need to know about ISAs, and I hope that's simpler than you thought. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments below, and I would appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, you might also like this video where I tell you what the biggest ISA mistakes are and how you can avoid them. I will see you there.